I think that's live now. Had a problem with the start building rug and I had to straighten it up. Threw me a little bit off. And as you know, things throw me off very easily. Anyway, welcome to Start Building Me. Back again for another week. Sorry of my hiatus yesterday, but I had a lot of stuff to do. It was a doctor day, which in rural Australia, aka regional Australia, you have to get any appointment that you're given. And since I'm trying to avoid going to the doctors like all of you, you've got to train every single day, folks. Exercise is mandatory, as is looking after your health. You cannot palm it off for a doctor or palm it off to the government. That stuff doesn't work this way. If you get problems with your health, the only problem that suffers from it is you alone, and probably your family as well. So please, for the love of whatever deity you choose to pray to, do a little bit of exercise every day, and that's what I'm here for, folks. Just a few squats, a few push-ups, a bit of banter, telling you what I've been doing in terms of media, what I've been reading. If anything interesting stands out, I will let you know, and I expect the same in return. So shout out, give me some information, something I don't know, and let's get squatting, folks. As always, I'm going to use my kettlebell, trying to up the intensity a little bit today to try and do some active recovery, since my legs are feeling a little bit sore. But you do not have to use a kettlebell. For example, you can just be squatting like so. If you can't see it, I get some weird interaction with my kettlebell. Let's get squatting, Jazz. Good to see you as always. Sorry for my absence if you didn't catch that right at the start of the stream. Had a million doctor's appointment, but things are looking on the upwards, folks. You got to take the bitter with the sweet, and as I always say, you can go from the gutters to the stars in maybe a night, maybe a few nights, could be a few hours, who knows. Anyway, I need to get the blood pumping. I just jumped out of 1.5 degrees Celsius water after going to the gym for an hour, trying to get that anti-inflammatory action going on. But also, folks, they make $4,000 mattresses that cool your body temperature down, which enables you to get to sleep quicker and raises the bed temperature up a little bit, which will wake you up in the morning. Now, I'm not too interested in waking up in the morning. My dogs do that for me, but I am interested in getting to sleep and having a good night's sleep. So I'm a big fan of 5-HTP or L-tryptophan, whichever one I have got a hold of, and reducing my body temperature with ice water. So sitting back into your heels, weight goes to the outside of your feet, drive your toes in, weight to the outside of your feet, sitting back into your heels, and breathe. As always, as the unconscious incompetent state, which I'm trying to appeal to those people here at Start Building Me, the people who can understand what I'm saying but don't really know what I'm doing. They're the people who I'm targeting, and anybody else who knows that every single person on the planet benefits from pumping blood through their body. Every single person benefits from this, folks. It's not something that I'm trying to sell. I don't want any money for this. I just want you to realize that this is a message that not only do you need to understand, but something you need to spread out to every single person you know. Why? Because I want to reduce the amount of tax I pay for everybody's healthcare. That's my mission statement here, is to save my money. The more we can reduce the amount that gets spent on healthcare, the more we all benefit from this. And that's something that is really, really underrated, is we spend per capita $8,000 per person per annum on Australians on healthcare. And that is a lot of money. Just say we could halve that and think of what other initiatives we could do with that money. The mind truly boggles, folks. Anyway, my blood's pumping a little bit, which is good because I was absolutely freezing. I could barely type on my keyboard to log in onto my studio terminal here. So now that that's going, now I've just got to deal with the fact that my toes feel like they're frozen, and I'll be back in business. And breathe. Something that everybody else can benefit from here on Start Building Me is the mindfulness of breathing, folks. Breathing, folks. So what you want to do is get that rise in your stomach. Pull through your nose. And by doing so, you're stretching your diaphragm muscles, which should be doing the breathing for you. You shouldn't be lifting your shoulders like that. And look, we're 5 minutes in of doing some squats. I'm just going to keep on doing some squats whilst I talk, see what I've got, see what I've been doing, watch the latest Simpsons with Sal Starjump as she visited the Start Building Me studio over the weekend, which was cool. Not the most memorable episode. I'm down with streaming the movie about BlackBerry, which I'll be checking out tonight. It's already pretty late. I might watch it anyway. It's a movie, I think, about the rise and fall of Dime, I think was the company that made BlackBerry, a Canadian company. But Sal Starjump and I, what did we watch? It was pretty good. Can't even remember. We rewatched Margin Call because I think it's such a terrifying movie and has an amazing star lineup. What did we watch? It came recommended. It was a movie about Afghanistan that was directed by Guy Ritchie, which was definitely worthwhile watching, about the Afghan translators who were left to die by the Allied governments, but let's be fair, by the US Defense Forces, who used the Afghani people as interpreters and then just left them to die. Oh my goodness, Diablo 4. When will it be playable? That's always a question you have to ask with Diablo games. It will be playable in Jake Gyllenhaal. Yes, it is good. It looks good. When Sal Starjump and I went to get Thai food, and it took ages to get, so she was checked the reviews, and then she wasn't so keen initially, but came back and said, yeah, let's watch it, and it was an awesome film. So definitely recommend that one. Check it out. Whilst doing some squats around the clock. Everything is sore. Maybe I shouldn't have run so hard at the gym, but hey, the butt's still going. That's what we want to see. Start Building Me on messages on Twitter. That's still going good as well. I never check the Start Building Me page, so you're best off getting me through social media, folks. If you're watching this on repeat or on live, if you want to ask your questions. This is my life, trying to get people to exercise. It will improve your life better than anything else that I've ever experienced. Else I wouldn't do it. I'm a very pragmatic person, and I only do things that work, and exercise improves your life, reduces your cortisol after temporarily increasing it, funnily enough, will improve your mood, digestion, sleep, self-confidence, which is the biggest sort of part of here, is trying to lift people off the couch with my mantra, stand up, but also stand up for yourself, folks. The more you exercise, the more self-confident you'll get. You'll see minor improvements every day, unlike almost any other thing that happens in your life. And they all sound like cliches, but they're all true, and it's all free, and it should all be simple, which is why I choose my very small area here at the Start Building Me virtual Maroubra studio to show you that you don't need space, you don't need anything in particular. I mean, I like to use my kettlebell. You can find something that has a bit of weight to make your squats a little bit harder, but you definitely don't need it. Excuse me, and to exercise, squats and push-ups, and that's it. And then go off to whatever it is you're going to do. I'm going to watch the movie about the rise and fall on the BlackBerry. I am old enough to have used a BlackBerry in the noughties, working as a corporate jockey for Fortune 500 pharmaceutical companies. El Diablo 4. Why do I need to play Diablo 4? I am El Diablo. Working for the evil pharmaceutical giants back in the day, but needless to say, I have repented since then. Those days are long over. I no longer work for pharmaceutical companies and am proud to say so. But the BlackBerry was something that you see all the old boomers, Gen Xers, and late stage millennials such as myself who were slaves to their Blackberries, walking around messaging you 24/7. We were the generation that the corporations changed the tune to make it so you didn't have to answer your emails at the weekend because they were totally destroying your existence. Self star jump, child wrangling, nothing wrong with that. Good to see that the chublet had some easy dental procedures going there, no dramas there. I'm just trying to warm up as I've just gotten back to the gym and I jumped in my freezer and I'm needing to pump the blood up myself, as I'm always saying here in the Start Building Me hood. Benefits everybody, including myself, including professional athletes. Everybody would benefit from what I'm doing here. Now, they've probably done their own exercise in the time that we're here, and you could have as well. So you might not need to do it. You might just want to come and do a few push-ups and get out of here, or just need to listen to me saying, go and tell everybody you know to exercise. That's the whole purpose of it. Get out of here, get outside, get exercising, forget social media. And what's my dietary tip of today? Why not stick with water? 1 to 2 milliliters per kilogram of body weight per hour. So for me, that is 1 mil per kilogram body weight, say, or 1 to 2, so 150 mils per hour, say, roughly, considering in a range. We'll double that, 300 whilst exercising per hour. Water is something that most people overlook and is the most fundamental thing, so I like to keep it with something like that. Dr. Andy Galpin's formula was 1 to 2 mils per kilogram of body weight per hour while sedentary, just at your office desk, at your school desk, whatever it is, very small amount, and double that, so 2 to 4, yes. Man, my math, my brain, she no good. Per kilogram of body weight whilst exercising. Don't, really stay hydrated, folks. As you can see me glitching out, probably not having enough water today whilst exercising. It is something that will really give you that longevity, will help you sleep, will calm your nerves. It's like coolant for a machine, something that you cannot live without. Just like a machine without coolant will explode. We are a biomechanical machine and things are very indifferent to those machines. So keep hydrated. Don't even get me started on protein. I'll shill you protein tomorrow. Yeah, thankfully you can get protein in a lot of foods, so don't worry about that. 30 minutes that should be enough push-ups. I'll do 10 more not for the gram. I'm not on the gram. Well, I am, but not streaming. So 10 more for Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. We'll do some push-ups and then get out of here, and I will watch that movie that I will not download off, I think it's Amazon Prime, The Rise and Fall of the BlackBerry. Riveting stuff if you are a neo-boomer, aka millennial like me, who had to work in corporations using BlackBerries back in the day. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I am done. Let's go down to the floor cam, aka the patented crutch cam, and do some push-ups. Don't forget you can do push-ups off your knees. Push-ups are push-ups, especially here at Start Building Me. Whatever works. Basically, we're trying to push blood through our upper body. So whatever way you can do that is all that matters. It looks like a push-up if you're pushing yourself up off the ground. And look, just say you're in the military or you had a big pack on your back, Call of Duty style. You might sort of be pushing yourself up off your knees. Why would you, make it a core exercise like that and push up if you didn't have to? You would do whatever you can do. So whether you want to do push-ups like this or do strict push-ups, it doesn't really matter. We're just trying to pump blood through our upper bodies. And as I always do here, a bit of a stretch on my quadriceps as well. Kneeling down like this, lean back a little bit like this. Get a bit of a stretch happening in your quadriceps. Undoubtedly something that you haven't done. If you are an office jockey or, working for the man, working at school, whatever it is like that. And follow what I say, not what I do. Breathing is always good. Don't forget, try and breathe through your diaphragm. The rising for your stomach. Will make you live longer, there's no doubt about that. So yeah, can't remember the name. Jake Gyllenhaal, Afghanistan. There's some keywords for you. Great movie. Blackberry movie gets very, very high reviews, so I'm going to check that out. Oh yes, that's the other movie that Sal Starjump and I watched, was Air. Very, very similar to King Richard, but just for Michael Jordan and how he scored, or how Nike scored Michael Jordan to become an athlete of theirs. Awesome movie. Directed by Ben Affleck. Is it Jason Bateman and Matt Damon, and I don't know who played Jordan's mum, but she seemed familiar. Couple more minutes, do some more push-ups. It was quality indeed. And it was funny, we talked about it at my staff party, and everybody rated it highly. So definitely worth checking that one out. Very retro 80s style feel to it as well. 2.5 minutes left on the clock, folks. Try and do some push-ups, some breathing. Whatever it is that you want to do. Here at the Start Building Me, so you can say, hey, I've done a training session today. And don't take that so lightly, you put yourself already up there, surely, in a very small percentile of people on the planet, because most people are quite idle, sedentary, as I say, over-consuming and sedentary. Herein lies the problem. 2 more minutes on the clock, or 1 minute 45 to be specific. I'm going to do some more push-ups here to repent. Repent for the last few days I've had off. Had a good gym run. Got my heart up to about 171 consistent, which is beyond zone 2, but just wanted to open up my heart a little bit, try and sleep a little bit better after having some cold esky time as well in the Townsville and patented 500 litre trolley bin, if you were so inclined to say or speak like a New Zealander, aka chest freezer, here in the slightly more west. 1 more minute on the clock. I'll be able to bust out another 20. That's all I really want to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And it feels good. A 20-minute brief exercise whilst talking. So, quite a moderate tempo, not so hard considering the fact that I can walk and talk, exercise and talk about the Blackberry movie that I'm about to watch and the other movies that I've just shilled to you. And I'll be back tomorrow. Stand up, folks, is our motto here at Start Building Me. Stand up. Stand up. Every time you're sitting down and feel idle, just stand up. Get the blood pumping, whatever shape and form that comes into. Go for a walk, whatever, you'll feel better. This is where it all begins. This is where we start Building Me, I'm Dave. Send me a message if you have any cool stories, information, anything that you want me to cover, and I'll do it. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow night. Peace. Have a good night.